Hello friends, welcome to Wisdom Jobs. This is Prithvi Reddy. Today I am going to discuss the disputed area between Nepal and India, that is called Kalapani. So before you are going to watch the video, please subscribe to Wisdom Jobs. So here, what is Kalapani? So Kalapani is a 35 square kilometer area which is a disputed area between Nepal and India. So it is basically a tri-junction border, okay, which is between China, Nepal and India. So it is like a Doklam issue which has erupted between India and China. So in the similar way, it is also a tri-junction border. And moreover, the border, the peculiarity of this border is, it is a border, which is formed by the river. The river which is called Mahakali River. Okay. Earlier it was known as Kali, which flows through Kalapani, which is the disputed area. So this Kalapani actually situated on the eastern bank of the river. So basically this Kalapani, basically the border which forms between the Nepal and India, which is that riverine border. What is that? Riverine border. It is the border which is formed by the river. Generally, there is a general problem with the riverine border, that is, actually these rivers, the Himalayan rivers, generally change their course. Their course generally is not in a particular way. It means because of the fragility of Himalayas, okay, there will be high the silt load which can happen through the river flow. It means while the river is flowing down, it will also bring the silt, okay, bring the sediments. Because of that sediment formation, the river gradually takes the direction. When the river is changing its direction, certainly the border is also be disturbed. So this is the basic problem with the riverine borders in the Himalayan region. And then, both India and Nepal claim the Kalapani belongs to themselves. Both countries are showing their own evidences claiming their possession of the Kalapani since the British occupation. Actually, India says it is a part of Uttarakhand's Pithoragarh district. There is a district called Pithoragarh in Uttar Pradesh, and Nepal claims it is a part of Darchula district. So in that way, both are claiming a competitive claims, okay, claiming the position of the Kalapani. And the Kalapani, so as I told you earlier, it is a tri-junction point where the Indian, Nepalese and Tibetan, actually this is the Tibetan region of the China. So these borders meet. Okay, certainly it is a international issue because every time China will, try to appease the border countries which adjoin India so that it would increase its influence over the Indian borders, so that China can trouble India. So generally China has such sort of, malicious intentions to disturb the friendly relationship between India and Nepal. See, this is the Kalapani area, okay, where there is a Tibetan land, that is Chinese land, there is a Nepalese land, okay, and there is India's land. So in this way, it acts as a tri-junction between India and China as well as Nepal. And why this issue got erupted? So actually in the year 2019, India has gone for the reorganization of Jammu and Kashmir. India has trifurcated Jammu and Kashmir into 3 divisions. And in that process, India has come up with the important map, the map after the trifurcation of the Jammu and Kashmir. In that map, India has portrayed that Kalapani belongs to its own territory. So Kalapani was claimed by the India. So this map was seriously objected by the Nepali politician and Nepali people. So certainly the Nepal has raised a flag against the India's claims on the Kalapani region. So in this way, the dispute again erupted. And next important thing is, Kalapani has its own history, because previously there was a Nepali king. The Nepali king has conquered certain territories of India at that point of time. And after Nepal and Company War, after Anglo-Nepali War, which happened in the year 1816, the eventuality that war was Treaty of Sangoli. So the Treaty of Sangoli has clearly, made a concession in favor of Britishers, where the Nepali king has returned all the areas which he conquered because of the war in the previous times. So it means Nepali king has given the areas like Kalapani to the British government. So it means the outcome of the Sangoli Treaty was the awarding of the earlier occupied areas by the Nepali king to the British government at that point of time. So where at that point of time company was ruling India. So as a part of Treaty of Sangoli, the Nepali king has returned all the areas of his occupations to the British government. Actually, even at that point of time, the border which was defined between Nepal and India was the riverine border, as I discussed earlier. So it means the Mahakali river forms the western border to Nepal. Western border to the Nepal. So it means as the river has a tendency to shift its course of flowing, certainly this has created a discrepancy between the claims of the Nepal and India. And moreover, the discrepancy, if you try to locate the basic discrepancy, the discrepancy in locating the source of the river led to boundary disputes between the Nepal and India, with each country producing maps supporting their own claims. So Kalapani region actually demarcates the border between India and Nepal. So there is a basic dispute. What is that? India claims that the river begins at Kalapani. Kalapani, it means India, in India's understanding, Kalapani has its source of its water at Kalapani, where actually the Nepali government claims that it begins at the Lipu Lake Pass. So the origin of the most of its tributaries. It means there is a clear discrepancy between the claims of India and Nepal. On one hand, Nepal claims that the river has its origin at the Lipu Lake Pass. On the other, India claims that the river has its origin at the Kalapani. So there is a basic conflict of these claims. There is a basic conflict of the claims between the India and Nepal. And moreover, in the year 1981, Nepal started its claims over the Kalapani. After that, they formed a joint technical team to resolve the dispute between India and Nepal. This joint technical team could not resolve the disputes, so again it has led to the formation of joint working group in the year 1996. In the year 1996, there was a formation of joint working group. So this joint working group has actually went very much in depth into the matter of this dispute, and came to a conclusion that after this investigation, it has settled 98% of the border dispute between the India and Nepal, excluding the Kalapani. The Kalapani issue was not settled by this joint working group, because on one hand Nepal is claiming its own evidence and India is also claiming its own evidence. So the joint working group actually left this matter for the political decision making, where the political leaders would decide this issue on the political dialogue. So if we try to look at the claims of the India, India has presented administrative and tax records dating back 1830s. So from 1830s onwards, India started producing the records of taxation, because whenever the area is under the India's position, certainly the taxation would be from the India's side. So that's why that is also acting as an evidence which could support the India's claim. According to New Delhi, these records show that since then Kalapani was part of Pithogarh district. This is the first claim. Second claim, India also shown the surveys of the upper reaches of the river Mahakali conducted by the British Indian government during the 1870s. This is the second evidence. Coming to the third evidence, India has presented a map from 1879 which showed the Kalapani as a part of British Indian territory. So these are the basic three set of evidences which were actually produced by India. Coming to the claims of Nepal, because Nepal says that 1816 Sangoli Treaty between British Raj and Nepal provided that Kali river would mark the western border between India and Nepal, Kalapani on its eastern bank. So it means now basic India's contention is that this Kali river claims its source from the Kalapani town, but Nepal actually claims that this has the source at the Lipu Lake Pass. So the Lipu Lake Pass is located in the Nepal, whereas the Kalapani in India's understanding it located in the India itself. So there is a conflict of claims between Nepal and India. And next important thing is the Nepal also claimed the trade routes between Nepal and India, which has supported that evidence of Kalapani's possession under the Nepal itself. But seeing the evidence, okay, which was claimed by the India, clearly shows that, you know, the Nepali border is beyond the Kalapani. It means the Kali river clearly demarcates the boundary between Nepal and India on one hand. On the other hand, the Kalapani exclusively belongs to India's possession because it has claimed the administrative and tax records. But here the basic issue is both governments are sharing, you know, the both countries are sharing a good relationship, and Nepal is our friendly country. But if this dispute of boundary becomes a big problem, certainly it will definitely harm the India and Nepali relations. So the way out is India and Nepal should conduct the political talks, bilateral talks, and it should not involve the China's influence, because Chinese interest is very much detrimental to the friendship between the Nepal and India. So the need of our is the India should actually initiate the talks with the Nepal, and Nepal also should show the same bonhomie with respect to the talks. Thank you friends for watching the video. Kindly do like, comment and share the video. Also don't forget to subscribe thewisdomjobs.com. Thank you.